What's the worst thing you've come home to? 8 billion baby praying mantis in my house. Over the fall my daughter went out into the woods and collected every praying mantis cocoon she could find and put them in a shoebox in her bedroom. They all hatched in the early spring while we were visiting my parents for the day. Dog shit the house. Roomba didn't know. Uh-oh. Rah-rah. Raggy. Significant other and some other guy on my birthday. Took me years to get over that. On your birthday. Okay. Scotty doesn't know joke is covered friends. Once my family returned from dinner out, a few hours at least, and upon entry back into the house we noticed water leaking from the garage roof. Turns out our top floor toilet tank had cracked and water had been continuously pouring and was cascading down the stairs. Through all 3 floors, a ridiculous amount of damage. Muddy puppy paw prints everywhere. Oh wait, that's not mud. Dear God. Came home to blood trails all over the house. My cat got hurt for some reason I still don't know till today. It was a long cut on one of her hind legs. Brought her to the vet, stitched her up and she's good now. But I've made sure to check for any and all sharp objects around the house. Kid decided to remove diaper after pooping, then smear the poop everywhere. Wife was covered in it and everyone was screaming. When I walked in, I assumed someone was severely injured. Thousands of ladybugs that hatched were swarming around and on the white siding of the house. And then I went inside and a couple hundred were hanging out in my living room on the ceiling. Stepfather trying to kill my pregnant mom. Fucker wasn't even arrested for it. Being pregnant isn't illegal. Pregnant. Swarm of wasps in the hallway. I'm so sorry for the loss of your home because it was nuked from orbit. An old dog of mine had become sick after getting a hold of a large batch of double fudge brownies at some point during the day, and by the time I got home, I walked into a house with no less than 25 separate puddles. Yes, puddles of shit. Poor fella had to eat bland boiled chicken and rice for a week. Guy in only boxers on my couch. Girlfriend. Ex. Walking downstairs tying her PJs. She swore they didn't have sex. Lol. Yet, we were, waiting for you. Yeah. Surprise. A frazzled wife surprised I was home so early, and the distinctive smell of sex and semen, and actual cum on the bed. So yay. Mondays. What you gonna do? I left home one morning and noticed a handful of fruit flies buzzing around the kitchen. Thought nothing of it. Figured I'd buy some traps later. Came home to hundreds of them. Everywhere. Along the walls and ceilings in every room. Literally ran down the street to a Rite Aid and bought all the bug spray and traps they had. I think it would be coming home after working from 8 am 11 pm in college, walking in completely exhausted from the weekend and hoping to crash before your 8 am class, only to find that there is a massive party going on in your house. Also when you finally get to your room there are strangers in your room smoking. My girlfriend and roommate / best friend hanging on the couch, obviously post-coitus. They're married now. Dog had had surgery on both paws. Husband decided after a few days that he trusted him without a cone of shame. Arrived home to find bits of white cotton scattered down the hall. Followed them to the living room covered in blood and the dog in his bed with a paw swollen to twice its usual size after he'd shredded the bandages and ripped out his stitches. Worst treasure hunt ever. I go to turn on the light and nothing. The electricity is off. Go to the electricity box outside and turn it on and go back inside. House has been cleared out of all valuable things. I hear a whirring sound and realize it's the old VCR videotape rewinding the videotape I put in it in the morning as I left home with my baby son. And then it dawns on me that tape only takes about 3 minutes to rewind. The burglars must have turned off the electricity seconds after I left home with my baby in the morning. They were watching me leave from inside the garden. My brothers, 20 and 22, and I, 20, came home from college for winter break. The next day my mom wakes me up asking if I planned on going with the rest of the family to put my childhood dog down. She had told everyone weeks before that this was going to happen when we got home for break, but forgot to tell me. My GF and I were having a problem. I told her I needed to take a walk, but I'd be back. I kissed her on the cheek and walked out the door. I got back and she had cleaned up, packed her things, and left me. How long was that walk? My ex sitting in the living room. The kid let me in. I got nowhere else to go. It will just be 2 weeks, I promise. I'll pay you. A filthy house after working all day. Walks into house. Who the fuck left all this mess? Oh yeah, that was me, said everyone every day. Someone ate my last Rallo. A dead rat on my living room floor with its heart ripped out. Sigh. Cats. Coming home after a long day at work. PlayStation wouldn't turn on. Devastating. A robbery. It was during a summer heat wave with high heat and humidity. I came home to an apartment where several things felt off. I took a piss, removed my tie and sweat-drenched dress shirt before noticing a wide open window. I proceeded to take an inventory and called the police. Thankfully I had renter's insurance and they missed my laptop. I had been out of the country for 3 days at a music festival. Came home to my front door crowbarred in, and my entire house trashed. They had taken my TV, DVDs, laptops, etc. But the cherry on top of the shit cake, they emptied my box of sex toys, so the forensics team had to dust my dildos for fingerprints. My casual boyfriend doing full demolition on my master bathroom. I had mentioned I would like to remodel it someday. The screams of 5 mice stuck in glue traps. Dead bunny parts plus my cat and 2 stranger cats. Years ago we would camp for weeks at a time, coming home a few times a week to do laundry, feed the cats, etc. Our cats had a doggy/kitty window and would come and go as they pleased. Came home one night to my cat having guests and serving them bunny. It was a fluffy mess. Unflushed shit from the night before. Blood on my mailbox with several rifle shell casings scattered about near the mailbox. One of my known thief neighbors got shot 12 times in front of the mailbox and proceeded to walk home a quarter mile away and tell his mom to call 911. He lived. Eventually the shooter died in a situation of suicide by cop when he pulled a gun on the SWAT team that visited. When I was in college, I went away for a weekend to come home to find that my roommate had attempted to hang a TV on the wall. Guess the first time didn't work because there was a massive hole right next to a TV on the wall. Aged 15. Coming home to my dad confronting me about the gay porn he discovered on my phone which I had mistakenly left at home. Got off work about 7 AM. Rounded the corner with my McDonald's breakfast in hand to see 2 cops standing over a dead body on my welcome mat. Maggots in the summer. I was at the cottage for a week and had forgotten to throw out the garbage before leaving. They were everywhere. Everywhere. I'll never forget that day. Something happened and the bottom of my fish tank just split/spider webbed while I was in class. When I got home the entire floor was soaking wet and all of my fish were dead. I was so sad. Dog decided to shit in the house. Cats thought it was a game of battle shits. The Doomba just wanted to see the world burn. Doomba made me laugh out loud lol. Came home from school one day to find that my mom had decided to let a dude she and my dad used to be friends with live with us for a while. Him and his girlfriend and her 2 young daughters. I came home to an open door because my brother forgot to close it. Nothing had been stolen. Luckily because a dog had been on the prowl. Not that she would have done anything to a burglar though. Fat shits everywhere. Like derogatory overweight folks or large turds. Yes. Well, 2.5 years ago I came home to my house in flames and smoke and a dozen firemen spraying it. So came home to a rubble I guess. My clothes thrown out and my game/system/CDs broken or pawned for money just because I told my stepdad no to getting a loan out so he could buy beer. Luckily he is out of my life now. Toilet overflowing. The toilet was left running. The flapper didn't fully come down and seal the tank. I get home and it appeared that water had overflowed the bowl. It wasn't a gigantic mess or anything. I just had to mop it up and use bleach. A knocked over vacuum. Still running, and a beautiful shining turd in the center of my bed. Never ever foster cat siblings. Last October I opened the door to my apartment and was greeted by the worst smell I've ever experienced. My dog had let loose bloody shits in 3 separate places. The cat had knocked a small pumpkin on the ground and my dog ate the stem. I came home to the same scene every day for a week. I still can't use lavender scented Clorox without gagging. Getting a failure notice at school and walking in to see my mom's arms crossed.
Cowbelly. Let's go, baby.
Demonetization is dropping your rating to stop a migration of top innovation and content creation in an opposite way. I saw your new status and got inspiration to drop a new cape. On top of your face is a mock and the face of the clock is still raised. The mob is impatient. A monster is way cannot just escape. You'll drop like a cape. YouTube Ukraine. You thought you would make it. Asked all the creators who want to get paid for their awesome creation. So take the advice of a god and make it. All I got to say is Cowbelly TV gets more traffic than a metropolis. Yes, bitch, that's me. And I'm still looking for where my profit is.